All right, so this video is me exploring the Commodore 64 version of Defender of the Crown. I previously did a video where I talked at length about the Nintendo version and played through that version. And this video is going to be me sort of highlighting the differences. And this is an exciting idea for me because I love the Commodore 64 as a kid, but I never played Defender of the Crown. So not on the Commodore 64. So I played on the Nintendo quite a bit. So I was excited to get in here and compare, especially because people had mentioned that they thought this was the superior version. Right off the bat here, you can see that this would have been a message added by people who had cracked or pirated this game. And when I press the button, that'll take me to a splash page of the people who cracked this, which apparently was Eagle Soft Incorporated. So if you were in the Commodore 64 scene back in those days, pirating was rampant. In fact, I don't even know if I, as a kid, had any legitimate copies of games. My dad was just rampantly pirating or copying with his buddies. So already off the bat, the graphics are a little bit better than the Nintendo version. I would say the sound is a little bit better. I've heard people say that it's only using 2 of the voice channels, and that sounds about right. A really expert Commodore 64 programmer could really make a game sing using I think it was 3 channels, if you use them dynamically. To be fair, the original Defender of the Crown didn't have that great of a song to begin with, so I'm not sure they could have done a better job converting it. All right. Another thing right off the bat. First, we actually have music for the character select, which is different from the Nintendo version. By the way, I should mention, the Commodore 64 version came out 1 year after the original version. And the Nintendo version came out 2 more years after that. So here we've got the character select with some music playing, and already I'm seeing that the stats are different. Wilfred has good stats. Cedric, who's known for having the best leadership in the Nintendo version, has average leadership, strong jousting, and average swordplay. So he's almost like what Wulfric ended up being like in the Nintendo version. I don't know if it's Jeffrey or Joffrey longsword. Weak leadership, average jousting, strong swordplay. I find this one to be interesting. Very difficult character to play, in my opinion. And then Wulfric just has bad stats all around. Average leadership, weak jousting, average swordplay. It seems to me the characters are not balanced at all. So I'm going to go ahead and play Wilfred because I've learned that this game is hard. I did play through quite a few times just to practice to see how the mini games worked, and it's hard. And that's almost identical graphics to the Nintendo, maybe a little bit cleaner. I don't know how Nintendo graphics worked exactly, but I know that with the Commodore 64, they had a trick when they did big splash pages like that within a certain sector, you'll never see more than, say, 4 colors, because of how the graphics worked. So if you see really good graphics, if you look carefully, you'll never see more than 4 colors in a specific area, or a specific sector, whatever you want to say. And it was just kind of a neat trick. All right, I need to flip the disc over. So let me do that real quick. That was a common thing back in Commodore time. And also long load times were very common, but I am using an emulator that is bypassing the load times. The reason the Commodore had bad load times was because of I believe it's a glitch in I might say it wrong, but the kernel or whatever it was that gave directions to the disk drive. So it was quite common to have games that would have to load for 2 to 3 minutes. Well, you just sat there and waited. I guess you had to be really good at reading books back then or something. Um, I think it was Epix came out with a fast load cartridge, which helped with a lot of games, but not all of them. And what it did was it actually rewrote the kernel so that the the directions given to the disk drive were more optimized, and it could read the disk faster. Anyway, we're emulating, so it will be loading very quickly most of the time. Go ahead and press the button and see we have the status screen. For some reason, the year is 1199 in this version, not 1149 as in the Nintendo version. I'm not sure what significance that would have. And then you can see that the interface is almost exactly the same. The one difference being that the Commodore 64 only had one button. The Nintendo technically had 4 buttons, but in Defender of the Crown, only 2 were really used. And that would have been A to select and then B to cancel. In this version, there's no cancel button, but if I click off of it, so like if I click Conquest, but then I click off the menu, that's how I'm going to cancel. My strategy is going to be pretty well the same as the Nintendo version. I'm just going to keep in mind that the enemy AI seems to be a little bit better. And let's see. This is kind of the land grab at the beginning of the game. I've also noticed that going straight to trying to attack an enemy castle is generally a bad idea. Instead, it's better to build up your land and income first. So that's what I'm going to focus on. It's also incredibly stupid to leave your home castle undefended in this version. So already I'm off to a bad start because that blue guy went straight left. That's a big enough problem to me that I'm going to go ahead and use Robin Hood already. And then I misclicked somehow. I'm not in a conquest. Okay, conquest, move army. So I'm going to already ask for Robin Hood's help because I really don't want the blue guy next to my home castle. And then the battle worked the same as the Nintendo version. All right. All right, yellow guy went that way. I'm worried the blue guy's going to make another push towards my home castle again anyway. But yeah, in the Nintendo version, I would already be trying to get a catapult so I could sneak in right away. I'm not. I'm going to be grabbing land and playing a lot more defensively in this version. Yeah, I figured the blue guy would go ahead and take that. And the way I've experienced the AI in this game, they will absolutely attack your home castle if it's undefended. So I am going to actually move my army home. I think I might try this. I haven't tried this before, and I might just totally lose. But that's fine. You guys can see me lose. This game is hard. So I'm just going to send an army of one guy over to take this last piece of land that's unclaimed over here. One of my playthroughs... Oh, okay. Well, let's see if I've already lost or not. So I should have a pretty big defensive bonus because it's my castle. You'll notice that there's not the siege defense with the shooting gallery this time. Okay. So the castle gave me a pretty big bonus, so I was able to repel the attackers. I sort of prefer this. I don't know that I really enjoyed the crossbow shooting gallery minigame. All right. I actually have quite a bit of money. So I think what I'm going to do is build up my army. I wish I had just a little bit more money, but I'm going to play this a bit more like I play the Nintendo version, and that is I'm going to go heavy on the catapults. It seems to me that you need to choose, do you want to do knights or do you want to do catapults? And I need catapults to take out enemy castles. I'll kind of show you why it's knights or catapults when we get into a battle. Okay. I am going to move my army south into the Yellow Lands and try to take that place because I don't like that there's enemies this close to my home. Although I don't like that the red guy is right above me either. Now, come to think of it, I need one or the other of them to go away or I'm in huge risk. So actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and turtle in my home castle and just go raiding. I think I'll raid the red guy. All right, now, if I were smart, I'd actually check his stats first, but I'm just going to do this. I am not super good at this minigame yet. The controls are better than the Nintendo version, but I'm not consistently winning. Basically, control-wise, I can go left, I can go right. If I hold the button, my guy will kind of lunge forward and stab. If I hold down the button again, he'll keep lunging forward and stabbing. And then if I hold up, my guy will block, and he's invincible while blocking, but he'll also try pushing the enemy back. One other thing is that if I get kind of forced off the screen to the left, then it counts me as retreating. And I don't want to do that. So you'll see me occasionally push the enemy away from the side of the screen so I have room to maneuver. And then the best strategy I found is to kind of back up and then stab and then back up and then stab. So see how this goes. I'm not that good at this yet. The other guy is kind of just for looks. My ally is in the brown or whatever. They don't actually do anything. I've heard in the original Amiga, if your guys died, then you might eventually have a fail state. But I've not encountered that yet, so I don't know if I'm just too fast or if they don't have a fail state for running out of time. You can see this screen keeps the shadows from the original Amiga version, which is a cool effect. I gotta force this guy up because he's almost got me out the door. So I'm gonna push him to the right. He also has about the same health as me. I need to get his health lower than mine, and then I can actually just spam the stab attack at that point. So you'll see I'll back up, stab, stab. I don't 100% understand how this all works. Once I've got a healthy lead in the health bar, then I'll just spam stab him until he's dead. I'm gonna try it now. There's another quirk that he doesn't actually die until you force him up the stairs and then stab him. Alright, so hopefully I got some more gold. See, my AI friends are actually doing something. Okay. Meanwhile, this is probably the maiden to rescue. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do that. And this is Catherine. I think she's the one with the dark hair. Could be wrong. So the Commodore 64 version retains the 4 different maidens, whereas the Nintendo reduced it just to Rosalind. So I will rescue her. Same gameplay we just did. If you fail, you actually take a penalty to your leadership. So you really want to be careful to win these raids. Alright, push him to the right so I can have some room. Stab. Push him back, because I don't like how he's up in my face. Alright, push him back, stab. I like that I have better controls, even though it's harder to predict the enemy's behavior in this version. And basically I'm trying to stab him when his sword is up. The sword tip is up. And then when the sword tip is down, he's defending. So sword is up, I want to stab him and then back up, stab him and back up, stab him and back up. Okay, I'm too close to the door, so I'm going to push him to the right. I do like how they kept the shadow effects. It seems to slow the gameplay down just a little bit, but it's a cool effect that was in the original that the Nintendo could not really handle. The Commodore 64 in a lot of ways was a pretty powerful machine if you knew how to code it right. I'd say the main thing holding the Commodore 64 back was the terrible loading times and the fact that it only ever had a one-button joystick. Alright, see, he can't hurt me anymore, so I'm just going to stab him until he gets back to the corner and then he dies. I don't know what's going on with the music. There might be an emulator problem there. We have this added romance scene. And again, if you look closely, you can see that there are never more than 4 colors in a certain area. And then we get this brief moment of nudity, which is pretty interesting. They definitely cut that from the Nintendo version. And then, as far as I could tell, you actually get a leadership bonus from marrying the maiden. Although it doesn't necessarily show up. Some of the documentation I've seen in this game suggests that your stats go from 1 to 10, but there's only 4 or 5 descriptive words. So, okay. So what we're going to do, I got quite a bit of money there, so I'm going to buy... And then the enemy armies kind of got trounced a little bit there too. I'm going to buy armies. I'm going to buy 1 more catapult, and then I'm going to need some cannon fodder. I think even 3 catapults is kind of a game changer. Oh, that's right. And then I gain extra land. Oh, and then I'm under attack. All right, so I will switch to bombard immediately, and you'll see between the defensive bonus of the castle and the 3 catapults, boom, I just took out a pretty significant army. So one thing is I'm not a fan of the fact that there's 2 enemies within striking distance of me. So I'm going to... This is going to be one of my riskier turns. I'm going to leave 10 soldiers and a catapult to defend my castle, and then I'll take a smaller force out and just try to push the enemy away from my castle. I don't like that. And then if they're too superior to me, then I'm going to need to flee. So what do we got? Bombard. I should win pretty quickly here. power of the catapults is not to be underestimated. And I don't like that I'm still surrounded on two sides again. My main goal is just to push them away from my home long enough to build up an army and take over one of those castles. So, let's see. I'm going to try to take out the red guy. Maybe give the green guy a hand here. Oof, I don't like this. Come on, catapults. Much too close for my liking. I need more cannon fodder. Okay. And then the blue guy's back, and you see this is so much harder. Oh, and I've lost the game. Alright, so lost the game. You can see I did my best. I don't even think I made any significant mistakes. Never lost a battle till the last one. Won every raid that I made. And still. Alright. For some reason you have to go back to the main screen. Which would have been a real pain under the original software where you had to wait several minutes for it to load. Because it's just going to do the intro and character select, and then I have to switch discs again. Okay, gonna choose the same character again. Gonna have to switch discs in a moment. Yep. All right, and then I might be cutting out boring parts. If I just go and lose again right away, there might be a lot I cut out. I'm gonna try something a little bit different. It might lead to a really fast loss. I don't think they're going to attack my castle unless they have no other place to go. We'll see. Trying to game the enemy AI. I'm wondering if they have a place to go, if they won't attack my castle. So the red guy theoretically would attack this land next and leave my castle alone. Yeah, okay. I think that would be a good time to bring my army home. And maybe buy 2 catapults and some more soldiers. Now, similar to the Nintendo game, an early game advantage goes a long way. So I'm going to do a really risky move to see if I can turn this game around now. and that is take out this red castle. Much easier to deal with 2 enemy players than 3. Oh, my stupidity was thwarted by not having a catapult. Otherwise, I would have just rammed a bunch of... Let's see. I'm going to leave a couple... it's pointless to leave anybody at home. They don't seem to be able to fight anyway. Okay. Now I can't remember if I collected on Robin Hood or not. I assume I did. All right, we have a very similar siege situation as the Nintendo version. I don't have any visual or audio cues to how long to hold down the down arrow or joystick, so I'm just going to go by length of time and just do it by that. That was too high. It's not good. This is a terrible start. Finally, okay. So each piece I can knock off is going to help in the battle that's coming. So I've read documentation and it said that not taking the wall down at all can almost double the defender's defense rating, whatever. I've sort of taken that to mean that maybe each piece of the wall is about 15% defense bonus. Mathematically, I might be overthinking it. I'm probably going to lose because I did not do very well. So I'm going to switch to Bombard and see how that goes. Okay, I'm not doing too bad. And I'm immediately attacked. So let's bombard. I don't know where they got 6 knights already, but I'll be glad to defeat them with my catapults. Okay. All right. I don't particularly care about protecting that castle I just took. I more want to get my army home and rebuild it so I can immediately go on the offense back on the green guy. One thing I noticed playing was that I actually lost the game once because one of the other Saxon players actually killed the last Norman, and then they became a king. So that's something I'll have to watch for in this game with 2 friendly AIs left. If they defeat the blue guy, say the turn after I defeat the green guy, then somehow they win, which is not fair because I'd have more territory anyway. All right. I wanted to add another catapult, but I need more cannon fodder, so here we go. In the tournament, I'm glad I get to show you guys the tournament. So the melee version is taken away. So it's just the joust, but the controls are more fun. So I think that's cool. This one I'm not going to avoid Wulfric because he's not even on the list, but I'm going to avoid Cedric. I'm assuming any sound problems were from me having a fast loader. See, very similar graphics to the Nintendo version. So in this one, I am trying to line up my lance with enemy shield. On the 5th bounce, I need to press the button. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I knock them off. It's actually kind of fun. which is more than I could say about the Nintendo version. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, apparently it wasn't good enough. Okay, so we try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I apparently did not count right, so I got dehorsed. But still, that was pretty fun. Okay. It's time to go offensive on the green guy. And I should be able to empty my garrison out because the Saxon allies will not backstab me. That way, at least. Looks like we have a battle. I'm badly outnumbered by knights, but let's see if my catapults can kill them before they get me. Not looking good. Nope, I lost. And that means I probably lost the game. Because if the green guy attacks my home castle, I've lost. Nope. He went and took over the other castle instead. I'm not a fan of having to rebuild my entire army from scratch. And I need at least one catapult, and then as many cannon fodder guys as I can. Looks like I get to rescue a maiden. Let's see, this time it's Rosalind. I'm gonna push this guy away just so I can see who I'm fighting. Alright. You can see the backing up and stabbing forward works pretty well. In fact, I have a pretty good head start, so I might just go ahead and just spam the button. Spamming the button is just kind of hurts both of us a lot, so. Okay. I should have... gained the soldiers in the other castle, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can strip those out. And then at least I have an army, even if it's not that good yet. And I'm going to move it down. I need land and I need money. And it looks like the green guy counterattacked. Don't like how many knights he has. I'm going to back up. when you're playing the game like this, catapults are your damage dealers, and your soldiers are basically just your hit points. Now, the enemies doing the knights thing, the knights do, if I understand it right, the knights do 6 damage where soldiers do 1 damage. But I believe the catapults do like 15 damage if you're using bombard. And I lost again. Alright, this is about my 4th time today trying to beat this game. Honestly, can't imagine how infuriating all these load screens and cutscenes would be on the old hardware, having to wait through each time. Like, oh, I lost. Gotta wait 3 minutes for the game to load again. I've tried a lot of different tactics. I almost wonder, last 4 games I started in this castle where this red guy is and lost every single time. I'm half wondering if that was my entire problem, is my starting location. Because if you start, and even Nottingham I'm not really sure about, but if you start up here, you can play a little bit more defensively and not have to defend your own castle. I think I said that wrong. You can play more offensively because your castle is protected by the buffering territories around it. So I already don't like this situation. I now have 3 enemies that can attack my castle. No, 2, excuse me. The red guys were my enemy in the last game, not this game. Yeah, I'm going to take one big gamble. Yeah, I do not like how the blue guy is taking all of my land. I think I'll go ahead and raid him. See if I can get some money. Yeah, I gotta push him back to the right or he's gonna force me off. Okay, I took more hits than I wanted to, but I seem to be doing better at the raiding. Don't like how low my health bar is. So push him up the stairs to give me some room. Yeah, I don't like how every time I hit him, he hits me. At this rate, I will lose. Meaning yet one more lost game. I think I'm on my 4th attempt here. I'm starting to lose count. I don't know what I'm doing there, but it's working. Alright. He should be dead, so now I just have to force him up the stairs and he'll fall over. Oh, this game makes my heart race. Makes my blood boil. Plot twist, they had no money. Okay, well, they had some pretty decent money, actually. I think. Can't emphasize enough how much the catapults are the ones doing the damage. Okay. That makes me happy. Why is my income 2? If you were to look at the enemy castles, they have an income of 7. Apparently Nottingham is not a great place to live. Yeah, there is just too much going on here. I do not like this. So I'm going to have to leave most of my army behind. And it's frustrating because they'll probably just get wiped out immediately anyway. But you can't leave your home castle undefended. The enemy AI just come in and just take you out. I don't know what to think about that. Green guy just took over the whole map. The last couple times I've played this game, I've rescued the maiden just to lose the game in the next turn, so I don't know that I should be excited about this just yet. Maybe they're bad luck. It's an interesting dynamic in that I can just hold up and I'm invincible. But it doesn't mean I'm going to win, because I'm not doing any damage. Just kind of pushing them around a little. Don't like that he's hitting me every time I hit him, but there. Good enough. I think the maiden event takes place after all of the armies have moved. So I think I'm safe for at least one turn. I have like no income. Oh, I was gonna go raid the other castle for more troops and I can't even get there. I do not like that. And I only have 10 guys in my home castle. I can't take them or the green guy will take it over. What I could do is take this land from the green guy, and if I make a bridge between them, maybe I can go steal the 20 guys in that castle. I think I'll do that. I am actually okay with that scenario. Pink guy can go fight the blue guy for a while. I literally have no idea where the green guy's army is. But if I can force... I'm actually just going to empty out that castle completely. If I can kind of force him out of my lands a bit, and get my income back up. And a tournament. Okay. Well, I'm going to go for fame, because there's a good chance I'm going to lose, and I don't want to lose any land right now. I think that's actually why I lost last game, because I lost a tournament, and then they were in striking distance of my castle and killed me. I do like the tournament game. It's a little hard, but it's fun. Got him. Not Cedric. He is the best jouster in this version of the game. Got him. I don't know, Reginald. I missed. Oh, you got me. Dang it. I won 2 times, so I'm curious if that helped my leadership at all. Nope. Made no difference on my leadership. That stinks. I know if you win all 3, it has a pretty obvious effect. Well, I need to wipe out the blue guy, so I'm going to use Robin. I know his army's there. And it's not a good army, that's good. Okay, this is probably a ragtag army of Reginald's here. Yep. I'd rather he be dumb and throw his soldiers at me in an open field than have him stay in the castle and defend. Because I am not very good at the catapult game. Okay. I'm currently safe. I'm gonna go for it. Ask Robin for help. If I could take out this blue guy, I might actually finally win a game. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at this catapult. Oof, and 57 in the enemy garrison. You cannot use the disease trick like in the Nintendo version because you actually have to open a hole in the wall before you can fling disease in. So I'm going to just try to take that wall down. If I don't, I'm going to lose. Hard thing is, I still might not win. but at least the wall will be open. Oops, too slow. Too low. Okay. One more. All right, I took the wall down at least. Robin helped. Bombard. We have the same number of troops, but I've got catapults and I took the wall down, so I should win. Way too close for my comfort. Alright, and that's a rare case of an ally taking over your land because they have no other way to move their army. Okay, so I have a decent number of catapults. I might buy one more. And then it's going to be a matter of keeping up my hit points, which is what the soldiers really are. And I want to make sure the enemy can never get anywhere close to my home castle from now on. I might finally win. I think this is either my fourth or fifth attempt today, and you can probably tell by the tone of my voice at this point. It's been a long journey. I'm going to keep a garrison of 10 just because I'm just super nervous. The enemy AI is really good in this version. Alright, no battles happened. My income is very good. So I'm going to be within striking distance of Green Guy's home base. Okay. I don't know what that's going to be. Okay. So I destroyed one of my catapults. I think I heard in the Commodore Amiga version they destroyed all of your catapults, which I would not be a fan of. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and attack the green guy this turn. Hopefully my army wins. It's got a crazy number of knights. But with no knights, the catapults fall immediately. I'm going to ignore the pink guy taking over my land. Whatever. Okay, I am actually going to move... Technically, if the computer's following the rules that I follow, he cannot move his army through my land here. So what I'm going to do is buy army, including a castle here. So if he counterattacks, boom. I want to replace the catapult that was lost and add another, and then fill in some more hit points. We're going to see how this goes. And a tournament. I'm going to go for fame again. My apologies for the messed up music. I'm guessing it's the emulation doing that. And I would guess it has something to do with the fast loading, which I'm not slowing down the loading speed. Oh, whew. I knew I messed up, but I'm glad to hear he messed up too. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, got him. It's about 5 bounces. You just drive that lance in the middle and then you press the button. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I missed. I like how it's like the same sound effect from like it's like the summer games, like where you shoot the gun. Alright, see if I can do 3 this time. Got him. So my leadership should go up to strong. Whenever I win, I get this graphical glitch here. Don't know if that was on the original disc or if that's another emulation problem. Alright, doesn't look like there's any battles. The question is, will my army have enough hit points to win the game? I'm not even going to leave anybody left. We're all going. 71 soldiers, 5 catapults. As long as I don't mess up the catapult minigame, should be okay. I can't remember if I have a Robin left, so I'm going to try. Yep, okay. So this should be it. Unless he has a ridiculously big army here. Yeah, it is a very big army, but I don't know about ridiculous. Let's see. It's a good start. That's also good. Yeah. Like in the Nintendo version, once you get a good rhythm, you can usually do pretty good. It's when you get kind of freaked out. Wow, I even have an extra one. I don't think disease will help in the last turn, so I'll just use Greek fire maybe. Alright, bombard. Should be able to win this. Once the knights have no soldiers protecting them, they actually die pretty quick to catapults. Alright, and the ending is pretty well the same as the Nintendo version. And it stays on the screen for a long time playing that music. Final thoughts. I think I like the Commodore 64 version better than the Nintendo one. You lose 2 mini games that were not my favorite. The crossbow game and the melee mace game. They had terrible graphics, wonky controls. I could live without them. What you gain is better graphics just by a little bit. Nintendo was almost capable of this. Sound, I think, is a little bit better in the Commodore 64. You keep all of the maidens, which I think is cool. And the joust is way more fun in this version. I actually look forward to it, even though I still lose about half the time. Just the fact that you're doing something. You're lining up your lance, pressing the button. It just feels a bit more fluid. Whereas the Nintendo Lance, I can't control that thing. It just bounces all over. So yeah. Especially in emulation where you can get past the horrible load times. I think I prefer this version. Alright, well, I'm gonna have a real fun time editing this because I played through about 4 or 5 times and lost most of them, so we'll see what stays in the final video. Hope you enjoyed.